Hey, glad you're here. Welcome to my channel, Stories with Steph. I'm Stephanie, and today I'm going to do the spring cleaning book tag. This tag was created by Book Syrup, I think. I will tag them down below. Yeah, without any further ado, let's get into it. Number 1, the struggle of getting started. A book or book series that you have struggled to begin because of its size. So, disclaimer, I love big books. I'm actually more inclined to read a book if it's large. If it's small, sometimes I'm like, what's the point? Like, I'm gonna just start getting invested into it and then it'll be done. And if I'm gonna read a book, I'd rather it be large if I want to read it. Does that make sense? I don't know. That being said, it took me a while to start Wheel of Time because that's committing to not just a large series, but a 14-book series, and I may or may not like it. So I will say I am halfway through A Memory of Light, which is the final book in the series, and it will be very satisfying when I finally complete it. So I guess I'll say Name of the Wind. I have not started yet, and I have been told I need to read this for almost a decade, and I haven't picked it up because... Actually, no, I started reading it at one point, and I think I put it down after half a chapter because I just wasn't in the mood for it. And then I found out that there's apparently a third book that everyone's been waiting for a really, really long time. And so I just keep hesitating with it. Like, should I read it? Should I wait? I have so many other books I could be reading. So this would probably be that book that I keep wanting to reach for, but then hesitating. But it's not really the size that's getting me. It's just the anticipation, I guess. Number 2, cleaning out the closet, a book and or book series you want to unhaul. I've done a couple of unhaulings recently. I'm trying to think of ones I still have. I guess I have, as I was collecting the Wheel of Time series, I would pick up extras that I didn't realize I already had, or at one point, like, I got hardcovers. I was like, oh, I'll get this in hardcover because I like hardcovers, but then, like, almost all of the books I got in the Wheel of Time were the mass paperback. And so I have like this one, for instance, in mass market now. And so I'm going to unhaul this. Another one would be, I get a lot of books from Goodreads giveaways that I think, oh, I might read that. And then I get it on my shelf and think, yeah, but I have all these other books I should read. So books like this, at the time, it sounded kind of fun and interesting. It's a fiction called Dating Tips for the Unemployed. It looks pretty fun. Like, it has, this copy, it has flaps, even though it's paperback, and it looks like there's a theme of ads throughout, and so you'll get random tabloid things throughout that apparently fit. I don't know, it looks like it could be fun, but honestly, I'm just not that into contemporary, and I feel like it's one of those books that I've been keeping around because I think, oh, someday that might be fun, but I don't honestly think someday is actually going to come with this one, so I am gonna unhaul this. Number 3, opening windows and letting fresh air in. A book that was refreshing. So for this, I'm going to go with one of my most recent reads, which is Olivia Twist. Ah, I loved this book. Oh my goodness. Lori Langdon is such a sweet author. This is a gender-bent sequel retelling to Oliver Twist. It's not fantasy, it's not steampunk, it's just straight historical romance, but like literature retelling, I guess is what you call it. And I don't normally read that either. I'm always picking up fantasy, but I was so refreshed by this. I stayed up late reading it. The cover is gorgeous. You can tell I like this color, can't you? Yeah. Anyway, it's a historical romance taken out of classic literature which worked in its time to effect change for the better, even when newspapers couldn't or what have you. Like, storytelling has so much power. I love how she totally captured that, also social change within this book too. Just all around refreshing. Number 4, washing out sheet stains, a book you wish you could rewrite a certain scene in. So I am an editor. I run across things in books all the time that I would want to change, or that I would have counseled reconstruction in, or what have you. But I don't like tearing apart people on the internet. So since I absolutely adore Brandon Sanderson and nobody can fault my love for him, it's a little bit obsessive. I'm gonna go with a Brandon Sanderson, and I'm gonna go with a Brandon Sanderson from my all-time favorite series, which would be an Oathbringer. Let's just say there's a certain climactic scene between a certain bridgeman and a certain amethyst monster thing that felt more like a boss battle in a video game than like the normal climax I'm used to from Brandon. Granted, it was only part of the overall climax and it still had things that it was doing and I still appreciated it. I wouldn't have like completely gotten rid of it. I would have rewritten it a little bit because, yeah, it felt like a boss battle to me. I'm reading a novel, but I'm seeing CGI somehow. Yeah, so there. Number 5. Throwing out unnecessary knickknacks. A book in a series that you didn't feel was necessary. Can we just say, like, the middle 3 books of The Wheel of Time, which I know for a fact, or very near fact, I've talked to authors who actually knew Robert Jordan, that it was kind of a push, like, hey, this is a really popular series, we need more books, and then the middle books happened, and they really shouldn't have. That's my opinion. Anyway. Like how I'm just flopping with the books all over the place on this one. Sorry. Number 6. Polishing the Doorknobs. A book that had a clean finish. Oh my goodness. So for this, I'm going to go with The King of Atolia. This is one of my favorite books ever. This one is, to me, like the climax of the series, with all these characters that you already know and love, but then new characters who don't know them as well as you do, and you get to see everybody interacting and you're waiting for the big aha, even though you're predicting it's coming but you don't know what it's going to be, and then by the end of it, it's hard to talk about what about the ending is clean and awesome without giving spoilers, but let's just say this was very satisfying and you should read it. But start with The Thief and then Queen of Atolia before you get here. Number 7, Reaching to Dust the Fan, a book that tried too hard to relay a certain message. I've read some books that immediately come to mind, but the one that was coming most strongly to mind was Brisingar, the 3rd book in the Inheritance cycle. I haven't read this since high school, so it's been a while, but I just remember feeling like, in this book in particular, Christopher Paolini was just trying so hard to differentiate all of the different cultures with their own religions and stuff that I felt like it spent way too much time trying to world build with distinct religions that really mirrored religions in real life, and they weren't even really the good explanations or arguments for why those religions would be correct, and they had nothing really to do with the actual plot of the story, and it's like, really? You made 4 books instead of the original 3 so that we could... Anyway, that was my beef. Number 8, the tiring yet satisfying finish of Spring Cleaning. A book series that was tiring yet satisfying to get through. Haha, this tag has a theme. I'm almost done with Wheel of Time, so I have to go with the Wheel of Time because, good golly, it's a long series. I don't love it as much as everybody, like all the fanatics who are like, you have to read Wheel of Time. I appreciate it. There are definitely moments of huzzah, and the world building is so intricate, and there's so many characters, and I do appreciate it, but it's feeling really satisfying to be coming to the end of the final book. I'm wondering, someday I might reread the whole series, like someday in the way off future, because I'll already know what to expect, and I think I'll be able to track with things a lot better, and I think maybe I'll care more about the plot. But let's just say this series is slated to be 10 books, and I am 100% for that. I don't care how big it is, I don't care how many new characters there are, I love everything. It's a genius series. Versus the Wheel of Time, I think that it would have benefited from having those middle books clipped and to have a little bit more tightening in the plot and other things. Maybe someday I'll do a vlog just on the Wheel of Time. Needless to say, I did push through it. I didn't DNF it. I did push through it, and I do appreciate it, and it is coming to a close now, and so, lots of reading done. Number 9, looking forward to next spring. Tag 4 people you want to do this tag. So I'm going to tag Christine from the Lost Books Tribe, Kim at Desmotes and Velocore, Andra at I Read, and Bex from Beck's Bookshelf. And of course, if you want to do the spring cleaning book tag, feel free to pick it up. So that was my spring cleaning books tag. I actually really like doing tags and I kind of want to do more of them. Are there any tags that you've seen that you enjoy watching that you'd like me to do? Recommend them in the comments below. I would be happy to do them. Thanks for sticking around, and until next time, ciao for now.
You see me, you see me, you see me, now you don't, now you see me.
Okay, it's still really exposed. This is my brother, he is the best. Please don't kill me. He's the best even when he's killing me. This is love.